O&A, broadcasting live from the Sam Adams Brewery in Boston, Massachusetts. The man of the hour sitting with us now, Jim Cook, everyone.
Jim.
Wow, a little free beer. I feel like a hero.
VH1 felt like filming this interview.
Yes. I know.
They don't know what they're in for, I'll tell you right now.
My dreams of running for political office are over.
Something tells me...
It's getting recorded, we are dead.
That ended a while ago. Jim, you're in this suit that I guess you wore in the dunking tank?
Yes.
Now, you're still wet, full of beer, and that was 2-month-old beer that you were being dunked into?
It was actually 5-month-old beer.
5-month-old beer.
We had to do something with it. It didn't meet our freshman standards. We pulled it off the shelf. The choice was either we give it to a needy fraternity or I take a bath in it. So I went into the tank.
But you couldn't change? I mean,
I've been busy. I've been following Darva around, like cleaning up after you guys.
Did she offer to marry you yet for your the fortune, the Sam Adams fortune?
No, the smell of the beer kind of put her off a little bit.
Well, she does have some standards. Okay,
now making her way to the O&A booth, Darva.
Here comes Darva. She's had a very long day, Opie.
Conger.
Very long day.
I gotta say, this woman is a trooper.
Yeah, she's had a very long day.
9 in the morning. She's been on 45 radio stations.
You've done 45 shows?
Guys like us all day long.
You've done 50 radio shows today?
Yeah.
What are some of the crazy things people have been asking you?
Well, if I told you that, you might ask me, and then I'd have to get mad and walk off again.
No, well,
we've
heard that too. We've heard you've been a little upset with some of the people that have been on the show.
There's been 3 that I've been less than impressed with, but 3 out of 50 is not so bad.
Yeah.
What did they say that pissed you off?
The number is about to go up to 4, so get ready.
No, this is my thing. You guys can ask me anything you want. All I ask is just talk to me like a human being. I'm human. I have feelings. And don't ask me about things that you wouldn't ask somebody that was your sister, your mother, or whatever.
Yeah. You should see some of the conversations we have with sisters and mothers.
I imagine. Pretend I'm the sister that you really wouldn't want to talk that way to. Because I don't get into it. It's not my deal.
No. And see, that's what I don't understand to some point, though. Like somebody who's gotten the fame that you've gotten, the way you've gotten it, you should have this ultimate sense of humor to be able to put up with what people are going to ask you.
Well, first of all, I have an issue with someone telling me what I should or should not have, because when did you become
got an issue with that question? No, I'm just saying.
Let me continue.
Okay,
I don't mean that in an adversarial way.
Go ahead.
All I can tell you is the person I have been and the person I always will be, there's certain things I'm not comfortable talking about.
Yeah.
There's a sort of potty humor, bathroom humor. I'm not good at it. I don't find it funny, so I don't want to talk about it.
But do you realize the Playboy thing? Now, that ends up in a lot of bathrooms and potties.
I'm not in there.
But
it's
your
a picture. It's a picture.
But
I'm not there.
But it would almost be delusional to think that that isn't being used
that is
by
their
men.
problem. I'm not there.
You don't think
that's like saying a photographic representation of somebody is in Siberia, and you know what Siberia is like.
You don't think that opens yourself up for criticism, though?
Let's put it this way. I'm here as a courtesy, and Mr. Cook invited me here, so as a courtesy, I'm speaking to you guys, and all I'm saying is, you know what? Be grown-ups. Let's talk as grown-ups. Let's invest.
I think we're having a grown-up conversation.
This is not a personal thing.
No, we know.
When I say you, it's in the broad sense.
All right.
And not...
But most of the questions that would be asked of you would be about the Playboy thing.
And I'm fine with that. See, you guys don't understand. No, ask me anything about Playboy. Ask me about the Multi-Millionaire show. Ask me, you moron, what'd you go on that show for? Why'd you pose nude? I am so fine with any of that. Don't ask me what noises I make when I eat. Don't ask me weird sexual questions. That's what
that's kind of entertaining.
No, it's not entertaining
audience.
to me.
Someone asked you what noises you make when you eat?
Well, I sort of edited it for the consumption. You know,
eat something. Oh, okay.
Do you understand where I'm going?
Noises you make when you have sex?
No.
No, I'm just asking. Is that what they asked you?
No. And let's go ahead and segue from that.
How about the guy that...
I'm not putting any constraints upon you. I'm just saying, ask me a question in a reasonable way. I'll answer it in a reasonable way.
What are you going to do after the Playboy thing?
Oh, wow. I can't top that, can I? You know what? I'm going to take a little time off. This is my first public appearance, and I'm so happy to be here. It's a great event. Had my first drink of beer here today from the Millennium bottle.
That was true.
The Millennium.
Shared it with Jim.
Her first beer.
You had your first beer today?
Beer with me.
What were you drinking
before saving it for me.
I've just never been a beer drinker. I never had the quality beer. I went through 10 years in the military and 4 years of college and never drank a beer, so what a day to start.
I know, I'm honored.
There you go.
You want to smoke some pot?
You know what? I grew up with parents who were hippies. I mean, a name like Darva, come on, what are you going to try to shock me with?
No, I'm asking, do you want to smoke some pot?
When you see your parents doing it every day, it's just no big deal.
No?
Nah.
Yeah, the parents are smoking the weed and stuff.
I get it. I grew up with a contact high. What are you trying?
Now, did some guy come forward in one of those rag magazines and say that you used to really party and have a lot of sex?
Apparently I did, all those things. I must have been doing GHB at that time because somehow I just don't remember any of that.
Really?
And it's
Where
just
does this
not
guy
logical.
come from? Did you know who this guy was or anything?
I think he's the older brother of 2 people I went to high school with.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally.
And he came out and said that you'd going to parties and you'd be like very promiscuous.
Apparently so. That's what he said. Well, you know, the deal is you take a crack addict and you give him a lot of money, he'll say anything you want him to say.
Well, you know, I'm still not getting the whole thing.
Okay.
You seem to be very certain questions give you a problem.
Such as?
Well, even Opie was asking one of those questions about...
because I don't want to talk about... Yeah, I don't want... Why should I? I don't talk about it in my personal life. I don't talk about my private life. And I certainly don't talk about it in the radio. It's nobody's business.
But how did you get the whole Playboy thing in your mind to be something other than sexual?
For me, it was something about artistry and beauty.
But for everyone...
Nudity, it does not always have to be sexual. I'm not saying it's not sexy. I'm saying I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you guys about graphic sexual acts. And if that's the way you go, I'm sure there's a million people. All these people out here.
You think the average person picks up Playboy to see the art in the pictures?
You know,
that's crazy.
With all due respect, I don't care what they pick it up for.
You did that so you could justify making the money.
It was just for the cash.
Okay, you guys going to talk to me or going to talk to each other? If you interview me, I'm here. I'm right here.
Now she's getting pissed off.
I'm right here. No, I'm not mad.
No, I think you're doing that to justify,
I'm doing what was okay for me. The photos are okay with me.
To keep your celebrity status going.
My celebrity status. Oh, yeah.
I know. So we all laugh at that.
So I can continue to do these things because this is so much fun.
Well, what else are you going to do?
I can go back to my life. I'm set. I don't need to worry about it.
All right. So what are you going to do after the whole Playboy thing dies out?
I have a happy, contented, healthy life.
Oh, good. And you went on the Millionaire show for what? For what reason?
You know what? It was just a fluke. It dropped into my lap. They called me at home. It didn't seem like a big deal. I didn't give it the credence it deserved. I didn't look at the ramifications, and I didn't think I was going to win. There's no bigger story than that.
You still had to marry the guy, like right there.
I did, yeah. And I got it annulled as soon as I possibly could.
So you weren't thinking?
I wasn't thinking.
It seems like the publicity is a big thing with you, or the money is a big thing with you. So why did you? The whole thing is publicity and money. That's the whole show. So
you're continuing to go on it in such an illogical manner. I don't even know how to talk to you about it.
No, I'm saying
it doesn't make any sense.
The show is based on publicity and money. So what did you do it for?
If you presuppose that I knew I would win, which there was no way to know.
Going on the show.
There was no money for going on the show.
Oh, no one else made money at all?
No.
No, not even scale. Nothing.
No.
So the publicity thing then you want it to be...
For me, it was sort of a payoff. Okay, I'll go on TV on a show I thought was kind of dumb because I won't win. It'll be okay, and I'll go to Vegas for a week and do something different that was completely out of context.
So it was for the Vegas trip? I mean, I want to know why you did it.
I just told you. That's exactly why I did it.
Okay, but completely
out of...
The question
I keep telling you why I did something, and you keep arguing with me.
You're more combative than anybody I've had on this show.
You know what? Because with all due respect, you're being so illogical. You ask me a question, I answer you, and then you argue with me like I don't know what I'm talking about. I lived it.
I was saying, why did you go on the show, money or publicity? And you said, oh, that's ridiculous.
I just said neither one of them.
Well, to go on a TV show, it's either for money or publicity.
I went on, no, actually, and we just explained that.
And then the free trip to Vegas?
Money.
Okay, I'll accept that.
I guess that in its way corresponds to money. Yeah. So maybe I can buy into that. As far as the publicity, for me, it was sort of a trade-off. I'd go on the TV show for them, and I'd do the thing in Vegas for a week. And that would be the payoff that I made for them. That would be how I would sort of compensate them for them sending me to Vegas.
And you don't think it seems to everybody that sees you after this whole thing happened that you really do enjoy the publicity and the popularity?
If it appears that way to them, that's honestly, it's just not. I can't worry myself about that. I don't care.
Well, was there a point where you said you wouldn't pose nude?
No.
No?
No. Would you like me to tell you what I said?
Yeah.
I said I would not do anything that I considered pornographic or sexually graphic or anything that I would be afraid for my mother to see. And I also said that I did not have a problem with nudity in and of itself because my dad was an artist.
But that was...
I know what I say. I know my words.
But it's not art.
That's your opinion.
No, we're guys that buy Playboy. It's not art.
Okay, fine.
It's not art.
It's not art. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're trying to justify it in your head.
I don't need to justify it in my head. I'm fine with it. You want me to justify it to you, and you already have your preconceived ideas. And you know, with all due respect, I thought I was going to hang out here with Jim and have a nice conversation at the end of my day.
Jim hasn't said a word.
Wait a minute. I'm like Grimace. Darva, because honestly, I'm in the middle.
Wait. Just because we don't agree with what you're saying, you're going to get pissed and walk off the show? Why don't we discuss it. Yeah. You're very uptight.
Go ahead.
Can I finish?
You're very, very
you're not
uptight.
going to let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
I don't have a problem with you, but you have an agenda.
We're trying to understand.
You're not going to let me finish one sentence, are you?
We're trying to understand you. Go ahead. All right, we'll let Darva talk because it's so
about the
important.
agenda.
Well, you're interviewing me last time I checked.
Go ahead.
No, but I can't ask questions, so go ahead. It's Darva's radio show. Let's go. Darva.
This is what Darva has to say.
Okay.
I don't have a hidden agenda. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to lie about. What I did was a dumb idea, and I've been very honest about that. And I'm very sorry that I did it. Going in Playboy, I don't have a problem with it. Worked for me. It was.
But you wouldn't be in Playboy if you did the dumb thing. Right?
I didn't go and do the dumb thing to go into Playboy.
All right, you admit you did a dumb thing with Rick Rockwell and all that, who's a complete loser.
Are you ever going to let me finish this?
But you did a dumb thing, and now instead of
I'm so sorry.
now instead of going away,
you're.
I feel bad.
I'm you know what? You guys enjoy the rest of your interview.
She's walking off another show. I don't understand this. Darva, one more question. One more.
Thank you, Jessica Hahn. Thank you, Jessica Hahn.
One more question.
We're so right. It's not even funny. Scorch, chase her. Scorch, go chase after her naked.
I don't get it. You know, you try so hard.
Jim,
oh my God.
Jim, you're a pussy. Jim's such a pussy. Nick, come on over here, man.
I feel like a pussy. I feel bad. I feel like I'm in the middle of. Jim, the only thing you guys have in common is, both of you had like one bad day in your life where you made a dumb decision.
Yeah, but
Darva, can I have a word with you, please? Miss Conger, please, can I have a word with you? Oh, please, Miss Conger, I really want to speak to you.
That's
I got that $25 you needed earlier.
Oh, Scorch is talking to Darva.
Miss Conger, please, I need to speak with you now. Nah, she's gone. She's going to my hotel room, I think, but I'm not sure.
We chased her out. She has jumped into her limousine. I got to say,
hang up on 6.
That Jim Cook was sitting in between Anthony and Darva the whole time, and he would not move.
No.
No.
I wouldn't either.
I was like in the line of fire. There were bullets everywhere.
Jim did just fine.
Can I ask you what finally got her up and out of here? Because I interviewed her probably about an hour and a half ago, and she walked over to me, and as she was walking out, you guys were like, Darva, one more question. She walked by, and I just kind of looked at her, and she kind of grabbed my shoulder for support. I'm going, hey,
Hey, you're on your own, lady.
Hey, right? Find a towel and just throw it, all right?
Yeah, you know something, Nick? Nick Carter, PCN, joining us right now. Let me tell you something. We did nothing that we would do to upset somebody. We were asking her legitimate questions about her so-called fame, how she got there, the Playboy thing, and unless I guess you're asking her about. I don't even know what you could ask her about. What did she seem like? No, if you ask her about hopping on a knob, she's going to get pissed.
We could have made her walk off within 30 seconds, but we were having a serious conversation with her. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, she admits she made a big mistake in her life going on that Millionaire show, right? So what does she do? Does she fade back into her regular life and her family and friends?
No, she milks it.
That is, probably pretty close to her in her personal life.
Right.
No, she milks it. She looks at all her opportunities. She realized there weren't many opportunities after the Millionaire show. The only opportunity that made sense was the Playboy thing. I'm sure Swank and all the rest called, and she picked Playboy.
I am sad.
It's not like she's getting a guest appearance on Drew Carey or something.
I got her right after one of the other radio stations had, tried to basically, be pretentious to the throne and pull an Opie. Could you show us your technique? I don't know.
We didn't even do that.
No, we could have done that, and she would have walked in 30 seconds. But I really wanted to try to understand what her motive was to pose in Playboy, when you could tell in the beginning she had no desire to pose in Playboy, but then she realized, what, my fame is fading away fast. I got to do something. I'm going in Playboy, just like Jessica Hahn and all the rest of them.
Yeah. She told me she went to Playboy, and I said to her, I said, look, you know what? I mean, you got to understand, people are going to question your whole thing. And she told me she went to Playboy only because she'd lost her job as a nurse. But then she sat and she started talking about, I said, what's next for you? Well, I really want to advance the agenda of healthcare. Believe it or not, nurses are underpaid and a lot of doctors are underpaid. And I just said to her, look, you know what? I mean, no disrespect, but I mean...
Yeah, showing your snatch is a great way to get that.
Yeah, right?
Well, it solved the underpaid problem.
Who's going to take you seriously? It's like I've seen your kahinki.
Right.
I know where babies come from on you. What are you talking about?
And I love the people that they try to justify it by saying it's art.
You know something, Playboy? No.
Playboy, I'm sorry.
We're guys. We understand more than she does what Playboy is all about.
Hey, my whole thing is, God bless you. If you got that kind of body and you have that modicum of fame and Hugh wants to give you $1 million, take the money and run and be happy.
But don't BS. I asked her why she went on the Millionaire show in the first place. Was it for fame or money? Nick, neither.
Right.
Now, don't give me that. She seems like the type of person that really wants to be famous.
She told me there were 60 girls who were contestants, and she never in a million years thought that she was going to be the winner. Which is fine. Which is like, all right, well, then you went into it assuming you're going to lose.
Then why do the show?
Right, why?
And when they picked you at the end, why not just walk off the show and say, you know what, this is going a little too far for me. I was coming to Vegas or wherever it was for a vacation.
Yeah. We would love to ask her these things, but she seems to have walked off the program. Somehow we knew she would.
And I know the listeners.
And it wasn't even a bad.
I know the listeners are going to call us pussies and stuff. Yeah, we could have talked about her nipples and stuff, whatever.
And she would have been gone in 2 seconds.
She would have been gone in 2 seconds, but I really wanted to get inside her head because I want to understand why she did it. That's all.
Are we crazy? Because we asked what we thought were legitimate questions.
Did you ask her about the nose job?
No, we could have asked about the nose job, the spackle makeup,
you know. Gentler.
Right. Yeah, but Jim,
I know what happened to you guys.
Blew up.
What happened to you guys?
Nick, Jim over here, he didn't move. This is my impression of Jim. I know it's radio. Ann and Darva going at it.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there.
He wouldn't.
How about a beer? Darva, take a breathalyzer.
Wait, but look at it this way. Like, were they pretty much her last interview?
Yes. They last.
See, they did that on purpose.
I know, right?
We want to get her early and really screw it up for everyone here.
It could have been worse.
We were dumb.
You could have paid her the $1,000 or whatever you paid her, and she could have been gone by 10:30 this morning. You know?
I know.
Well, they were looking to leave, and then Jim told us that he went to her and said, hey, you know, we'd like you to do O&A. It's the one last interview and stuff, and thank you, Jim. Thank you.
See,
and we were trying to be nice and everything.
And she had to suck it up.
I really worked hard.
Jim loves us, but he also understands us.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, he wasn't going to give us Darva first because he has 50 other stations that needed to interview Darva today.
Well, I mean, my hands are kind of tied because I was before you guys, and I didn't, because we said yesterday, he's like, who do you think's going to piss her off first, you or me? And I was like, all right, well, it depends on who draws the short straw and who gets her left.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to piss her off because I knew then, like, if I pissed her off and she just got in the limo and took off, then I got Opie and Anthony up my ass and said, well, we didn't talk to Darva Conger because of that douche Nick Carter in Boston.
And the listeners were ruthless. Some of the questions they wanted to ask, Jim, what's it like to be a money-grubbing whore?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Would you take my allowance for oral? Can't wait for her to walk, throw her off the show.
Stuck-up pig, throw her off. Let's make Darva cry.
Darva, will you marry me for my insurance money? Mandy's saying that Darva did it for charity reasons. Darva actually is Mother Teresa.
And some people saying within a year she'll end up in porno. And she needs another Prozac.
Do you think it'll be that girly porn, that like real politically correct soft core?
Yeah, that she could call art.
Right. No, she could label it art. All right. I'll make the Darva Conger prediction here, okay? Another 3 or 4 months goes by. She realized, oh, my God, no one's paying attention to me. So she'll get the boob job.
Oh, that'll be it.
The breast implant.
That everyone's
so now Hugh Hefner wants her back in Playboy to show off her brand new fun bags, a la Jessica Hahn.
Right.
And bye-bye, another throwaway celebrity.
Goodbye.
I'm sick of the throwaway celebrities in this goddamn country of ours.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. It's like when they came over, like her handlers came over, and there was and I was telling Jim this, like, there was like 3 of them that came over, and they're like, all right, please be nice to Darva, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, does this bitch think she's Cindy Crawford? Who is she?
I know. That's what it is. How do you get handlers and that you have to be nice? What's nice?
Right.
We were asking her questions that were nice.
Yeah,
we
how
could have
tough
said,
can it be off she goes in the limo?
Yeah, 3 words and she could have been gone. And Darva, spit or swallow. Would have been over right there.
Yeah.
Did we do that?
We could have done that.
No.
Well, she could have easily done that.
She told me she would answer any question I would ask her as long as I asked it in a polite manner. So basically, I could have asked her politely if she liked anal, but I didn't.
Right.
I mean, there's a million different ways to do that.
If you want to be an outrageous teacher, on your hero. But I mean, it's a little deeper than that. I really wanted to try to understand, what was going on.
And she got, we're trying to put a finger on the pulse of the listener and ask the questions we think the listeners want to hear. And she was getting very defensive.
Oh, yeah.
At every turn. And it's like, all right, you know, you've been through 50 stations, I understand, but you either answer these questions because the only reason you're famous is because of the questions I'm asking you.
Hey, let's go to line.
She gets all fed up.
Let's go to line 4 because Gina is very surprised. She's like, you guys were extremely professional. Gina, what's going on?
Hi, guys. You guys were totally awesome. I thought I was listening to Tom Brokaw or something.
We were we were reining it back just for her benefit.
It was easy prey. She was like the gazelle with the broken leg. We didn't want to go there. We wanted to really, kind of like tease her with our paws a little bit before we went in for the kill.
Bat the seal around like the killer whale does for a while before you eat it, you know?
That was too easy for Aunt and I, but
Jesus. What is she, something? Everybody she's had interviews with has had some kind of problem. Where she's had a problem with these people. The Today Show, everything.
Was she looking at Jim Cook to sort of like, Daddy, save me?
Yeah.
Yes. A little bit. And Jim wasn't even having it. He was just like, I'm enjoying my cherry wheat here.
I'm just having a beer. You're on your own, lady.
You're paid in full. Your check is cleared. Don't even worry about it.
Limo. Suck it up.
Suck it up. He's telling her. You're a professional. Suck it up.
Right. And by the way, spit or swallow.
All right. Well, there's our Darva interview.
Exclusive Darva Conger interview. Tom Brokaw. NBC Nightly News.
I don't think anyone's surprised she walked off our show.
Yeah.
Hell, she walked off the show in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they're not doing outrageous radio. She's just an uptight bitch.
Tell the truth, you look forward to this all day, though.
We knew it was going to happen. I mean, it's no surprise. Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News. My music's too loud. Darva Conger walks off yet another talk show. How come when she comes on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw over my show, I could have sat there and said, hey, Darva, spit or swallow? I went down off of the Achille Laura. Little news reference from NBC Nightly News. Thank you.
I was biting my tongue, too, because I had some atom bombs, but I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna get to her on a very, very intelligent level.
We have the last line that she said when she walked up the show.
Oh, really?
Here she is.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
All right. Sounding like Cartman.